73% of males are either overweight or medically obese. It's not because of sugar, carbs, genetics, getting older, or any other things that they usually blame. Science shows that obesity is caused by two things. And the men who aren't overweight know what they are and can easily stay lean. And my clients also implement these to see results week after week. So I'll show you what these two things are so you can join us on the lean side of the population for good. But first, you need to see the truth reported by the Australian government. So we can see here that USA ranks at 73.1%, New Zealand at 70%, Australia at 69%, UK at 68%, Canada at 66%. This is for males who are considered overweight or obese. And it's no surprise that the USA has the highest percentage, but the rest are quite close too. Now, despite the government's plans to cure and reduce obesity, overweight and obese population has only increased over time. So with the generic advice like eat 5 vegetables, 2 fruits, exercise more, be healthy, be happy, was actually working, then I wouldn't be making this video. Instead, by ignoring all of the generic diet and exercise advice, I've helped busy men get and stay lean for over 8 years. For example, many people say carbs and sugar are making us fatter. But if that were true, then that means anyone who eats bread, rice, crackers, a banana, and even some supplements and medications that contain sugar or carbs should be fat. But I eat carbs every day, and I'm still lean. My clients also eat more carbs to lose more fat. The government also blames phones, screens, working at a desk all day. But forget that millions of men who work in manual labor out in the field or on the job site or just roaming around are also overweight. And most of my clients, including me, we sit at a desk all day, typing away, staring at the screen, back-to-back meetings, yet we still get and stay lean. Then people also blame obesogenic environments like access to fast food, processed foods, takeaway places, being able to easily access these kinds of foods. Well, unless you live on a remote farm away from civilization and any kind of built up area, then the majority of the population have Uber Eats, local supermarkets, restaurants, cafes, 7-Eleven. We all have similar food options. So if that were true, then the only way to get lean would be to go and live in the bush away from everyone. Again, this isn't the case. And then you'll also hear some guys say that my metabolism slowed down in my 30s. And here's where it gets interesting because there is some truth to that. Because to become obese or even overweight, over 20% body fat, two things need to occur. Imagine if we got every guy over 30 to get a full body DEXA scan done. Well, we would see the same pattern over and over and over. The first thing is that when men age from their 20s to their 30s, many things change. From being single to being married, working a normal week to working overtime, extra jobs, side hustles, or even scaling their own business. From living at home or renting to buying their own home and potentially other investments. From having lots of free time to becoming a dad. From very little responsibilities to a higher stressed schedule and priorities. From exercising and hitting the gym often to struggling to work out once or twice a week. And now as a result, their daily movement declines rapidly. They may have used to get 10 or 15,000 steps per day. Now they're lucky to get 5,000, which is a big drop in their metabolism. And that's not all, because if they used to work out 4 or 5 days a week and maybe do some sports and were just generally more active, and now it's dropped to once, twice a week, if they're lucky, that drop in workouts and exercise causes rapid muscle loss. This is the first hidden cause for the increase in overweight and obesity populations, which is due to the rapid decline in muscle mass from 20s to 30s to 40s. Because when we work out less, we lose more muscle, and losing more muscle makes our metabolism decline even further, specifically our BMR. Plus, we're not getting the energy burn from the workouts we're not doing. And this also makes the second hidden cause to have a bigger negative impact on our body shape. And there's something else that happens during this rapid change in lifestyle that busy professional and business guys go through, because they no longer have time to go shopping and finding special rare ingredients to prepare perfectly healthy meals that nobody else wants to eat. So they often have to eat out or snack to stay energized throughout the day, particularly when they're working a lot or feeling the effects of stress. Plus, There's often more alcohol for business lunches, networking events, or just, out on the weekend with the missus. And all of this can feel very difficult to track nutritionally. So the problem is they just don't have a strategy that balances their daily activity with their food, which results in their body being stuck in a fat gain mode most days of the week. Now, a fat gain mode is when there is more food going into our body than what our metabolism is burning off. And this is how many guys can easily gain 5 to 10 pounds a year and end up being 30 to 50 pounds heavier in their 30s, 40s, or 50s. And this is the second hidden cause, being rapid fat gain. Now, in general, before guys reach their 30s, typically in their late teens and early 20s, they have a high muscle to low fat ratio. And then when their 30s hit and beyond, their body switches to a low muscle, high fat ratio. But here's the good news. We can fix this. Even if you're super busy, traveling every month, running a business, working multiple jobs, you have kids, you have a missus, you have family priorities, and other countless things going on in your life. And you only need to focus on 2 simple changes, which I'm about to explain. The first change. First thing we need to do is to get your body out of a fat gain mode and into a fat loss mode. Now, despite gurus saying that keto or paleo or carnivore or Whole30 or Atkins or any other combination of any diets is what you need to do, well, it doesn't actually matter what diet you do. Because, for example, in this study, the researchers reviewed 61 randomized control trials on very low carb diets versus balanced diet studies. And this covered a total of 6,925 people across all these trials and studies. The study authors concluded that there is probably little to no difference in weight reduction and changes in cardiovascular risk factors for up to 2 years. Now, this particular study is one of the biggest research reviews I've read. There might be bigger ones, but what we can see is that there is no evidence to say that a very low carb diet such as keto or carnivore is superior to a balanced diet that includes carbs when it comes to losing weight and fat over the long term. And this is good news, because if you want to continue eating carbs, just include them in your diet, and it will be much more sustainable long term if you do. I'm not saying you have to eat copious amounts of carbs 5 times a day, because first, your food needs to fit your nutritional budget to keep you in a fat loss mode. Now, the problem is most guys get stuck in these plateaus, or what I call the cycle of doom, because they're doing food focused diets. This is like eliminating whole food groups, quitting alcohol, not eating out, not having even 1 gram of sugar, only having super magical superfoods that will make you just burn fat while you're asleep, which isn't true. Now, all that can work, but it's very restrictive and unsustainable. So if you want to make your diet more flexible, enjoyable, and sustainable, you need to switch from a food-focused diet to a data-driven diet. This means sticking to a calorie budget that keeps your body in a fat loss mode long term. It's different for everyone because everyone's metabolism is burning a different level of energy. However, you can estimate what yours might be using a very basic calculator at tdeecalculator.net. Go check it out after the video. And once you know your budget, then you can easily select the right foods that you want to eat to hit your targets while staying in a fat loss mode. The data doesn't lie. This is why diets such as the McDonald's diet, the beer diet, the cookie diet, the potato diet all exist because they follow this data-driven principle, meaning it's keeping them in a fat loss mode regardless of whatever foods they want to eat. This doesn't mean only eat junk food. I'm just saying that you can include a variety of foods so that you don't feel like you're missing out. You'll have cravings or like eating foods that you normally eat, and someone's over across the table eating a burger and fries and you're having a chicken salad with lemon, right? No, you can have a burger. It just has to fit your budget. And look, the reality is you could still eat healthy food all day for months and not lose enough body fat and get stuck in a plateau and be wondering what the hell's going on? There's something wrong with me. I'm eating the right foods. I'm training, but I'm just not losing body fat, just not in a fat loss mode anymore. Maybe you were for a couple of weeks and now you're not. And this is why you need the data to show you exactly what is going on with the food you're eating, because the chances are you could be overeating or under moving or exercising. And you wouldn't know this unless you had the data. And now here's the second thing that you need to change. Remember how I said guys lose a lot of muscle from their 20s to their 30s? That's not by genetics. I mean, it wasn't on their vision board. I haven't met anyone who had a goal to lose muscle. It just happens naturally over time due to lifestyle factors. And this is a problem because not only does less muscle crush our testosterone and our strength and our energy. It also makes it easier to gain more visceral fat in our belly around our vital organs. And to show you just how important our muscle ratio is, despite being the fattest athletes on earth, sumos are actually metabolically healthy. And this is because they have so much muscle underneath the layers of subcutaneous body fat that it prevents and protects their body against gaining and storing visceral fat, which is the unhealthy, metabolically harmful fat. However, when sumos retire, they rapidly lose muscle mass because they're not working out 4, 5, 6 hours a day anymore. So if they don't adjust their diet to match their activity, their visceral fat skyrockets, leading to diabetes, heart disease, insulin resistance, and all other kinds of metabolic diseases that none of us want to experience in our short time on this planet. So my point is, you need to get your lean muscle ratio back up. But this doesn't mean hitting the gym 6 or 7 days a week to do 2-hour workouts. That's just not sustainable for busy men. It's not sustainable for me or the clients that I work with. And doing more workouts doesn't even matter if you're not getting results. You'd be shocked at the amount of guys I work with. When they join my program, I have to reduce the workouts they're doing in order for them to get better results. It sounds counterintuitive, but doing more isn't better if you're not actually getting the progression that you want to see. And I'll show you why. Here's an example. Imagine there are two men in their 30s. We have Patrick and Sam. They're both 39 and they want to shed 40 pounds before they turn 40. Now, Patrick goes to the gym 6 days a week. He trains whatever muscle group he feels like. Most days he's already tired, a little bit stressed from work, just wants to get home and chill. So he takes it easy. You know, he puts the dumbbells down when the muscles start to burn. He maybe gets a little bit sweaty and spends more time on the treadmill, but he feels like it was a great workout because when he leaves, he's even more tired. However, Sam takes a different approach. Sam only works out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. He takes the weekend off to recover and do some fun activities with the family instead. And within the 3 workouts he does, he gives himself a limit of 45 minutes. Now, every week he sticks to highly effective exercises and specific targets to reach for weights, reps, and sets. Now, even though it's a challenge, he never wastes a workout or goes backwards in his progression. He embraces the burn. He enjoys seeing and feeling his body get stronger week after week. So now if we compare Patrick, who just shows up but doesn't stimulate strength and muscle growth, even though he's at the gym 5-6 days a week, compare that to Sam, who's always setting new PRs every week in less time, well, the obvious outcome is that Sam will grow more muscle in less time and sustain it, because he's not sacrificing all of his free time to be in the gym. Instead, he's doing the best bang for buck exercises that stimulate strength and muscle. His workouts are programmed for the right reps, the right sets, the right weights, and every week he's constantly making progress bit by bit. Now, as a result, if we did a DEXA scan on Patrick and Sam after 3 to 6 months, we would see that Sam has a much higher muscle to body fat ratio. So this is the cheat code. This is the shortcut that I use and my clients use to fill out their pecs, their shoulders, their arms, and feel, great in their shirts or their singlets, or even have their top off at the beach while shedding body fat at the same time, because they're maintaining a fat loss mode in their body. All I ask is that you commit to 3 workouts a week and do it consistently, even if that is at home, in your office or your garage, like it is for many of my clients all over the world. And you can start with as little as 2 simple dumbbells for like $100 on Amazon. All you need to do is schedule it in your diary. Doesn't matter what time. There is no perfect time to work out. The perfect time is the time that you do it. And then just take a note of every exercise you do, every set, every rep, and the weights you did, and simply improve on it and get better and better week after week. And if you're looking for a step-by-step process on how to implement workouts that will consistently increase your muscle and your strength while you shed body fat without sacrificing your business or your family priorities, then grab a copy of my Train Less, More Muscle checklist, links in the description. And after you grab that checklist, go and watch this video right here where I explain in detail how to put together a 90-day plan that will shed 2 to 3 inches off your belly without sacrificing your lifestyle. Go check it out now.